Acceptance is really such a beautiful thing. And I think people think that acceptance is giving someone like a pass or signing off on bad behavior or condoning something that you don't agree with. But it's not. Acceptance is really just the willingness to see how somebody could get to that point. The willingness to take into consideration what somebody else might be experiencing or might have experienced that could influence that. And I'm not saying that it's our job to constantly be considering others, but I feel that if we considered ourselves a little bit more, then it wouldn't be so damn hard to consider others. And that's on some real shit, because that's really what it is that we don't consider ourselves enough, right? Like, you don't consider yourself worthy enough, or you don't consider yourself skinny enough, or you don't consider yourself pretty enough, or you don't consider yourself wealthy enough, or you don't consider yourself cool enough or funny enough, or you don't consider yourself enough. And that is the fucking problem, is that you don't consider yourself enough. And then you interact in a world where not only do we not consider ourselves, but we certainly aren't considering the person sitting next to us most of the time. And how could we if we don't even know how to consider ourselves? And most of that is because a lot of us weren't taught. And that's fine. But there's some of us out here that are actively teaching ourselves now, that we've realized that we weren't taught. Because that's what it's really about, is that when you realize that you weren't taught something, when you become aware that you are, that information was unknown to you, especially if it is in regards to your character, it is your responsibility. So then at that point, it is your job to learn. It is your responsibility to take that on. And that starts with considering yourself. Considering how you feel. Considering how you felt when you were experiencing things that maybe you weren't allowed to consider at that time. Maybe you weren't in a place where you could give yourself the space to consider yourself, to be considerate of your own feelings in that moment. And so because you weren't able to do that then, it hindered you from processing it. And because you were hindered in the process of processing it, then you just put it away, then it's going to obviously rear its head and show itself again anytime anything comes up that feels like that, that gives you that feeling that you felt then that you weren't able to process because you weren't given the space to consider your feelings. I don't really have much else. I think that's it. Consider your feelings. Not just now. Consider yourself and the you that you are now, but every you that you've ever been. Consider the feelings of the other versions of you. Just consider. Be considerate. All right, I love you.